It usually starts with a phone call. And last year, regional police dealt with over 1,000 incidents where someone required intervention regarding suicidal issues. That's almost 3 calls a day. Officers responded to another 82 suicidal incidents involving mental illness.
Hello, Kids Help Phone.
Also getting phone calls, the Kids Help Phone. Counselors talking to 2.3 million kids nationally last year.
The mental health issues and suicide concerns equal to about 30% of our calls, which is quite a big number.
That's Maria Montanero, a counselor with Kids Help Phone.
They've gotten to a point of, not being able to see, anything else besides this as a way to deal with that pain and that hurt that they're feeling. It's definitely something that we need to sort of take extremely, extremely seriously.
And she says more kids are reaching out thanks to the web.
Kids that were maybe a little bit more isolated in the past and felt they couldn't really reach out are now sort of reading about what other kids are feeling.
She says parents need to listen.
Schoolwork is taking a dip or they're locking themselves in their rooms. You may want to check out with them what is going on.
Tana Nash knows all too well how suicide impacts a family, losing her grandmother and more recently her little sister.
I believe in hope. I truly believe that there are many more that can be saved. Many years ago, we were losing a lot more people to cancer. Now we talk about it, and I think the same can be true for suicide.
She is here now helping others as coordinator of the Suicide Prevention Council, and here in the region, 1 person a week takes their life.
Males predominantly will take their lives, but females are 5 times more likely to attempt.
Nash says look for changes in mood and appearance, the giving away of possessions, even drug use.
Have there been traumas in their life? A loss of a grandparent, a loss of a pet, something that's vital to them. It could be a loss of being on a sports team.
And her message to teens, this is a secret you don't keep.
If you're talking to a friend and a friend is sharing with you information about taking their life, you need to go and to appropriate, whether it's a counselor, an adult, to somebody that can get you some help.
Nash says there is hope and help out there.
From anybody that I've talked to that has gone down that road where they're starting to feel like it's like this long dark tunnel or a black hole and they don't see other outside solutions, where the community and friends and family and loved ones come in, is to help pull them out of that hole.
Meet Barbara Sullivan, a beautiful young woman, a university grad. She's looking ahead as a volunteer and she's speaking out about mental health. But it hasn't always been easy.
It started in high school. I just had difficulties with anxiety and depression. My mom always said I was a very anxious child.
2 attempted suicides, but she's here.
I got tired of being put in the hospital. Being in the psych ward, it's not that much fun.
After much support from family and local services and therapy, she says she's had to learn to adapt.
I think we get caught up in what our goals are going to be, and that's a good thing to have the goals, but I think that if there's obstacles in the way, we have to learn to adapt rather than punish ourselves.
Barbara says she feels like she now has a PhD in mental illness.
I guess I figured out a way to live with it rather than being in denial. By the time, I was like 26, I'm like, okay, this is part of my life. As much as I don't really like it, maybe I can learn to live with it in a different way.
She says talk to someone about your feelings.
I don't know if you'd call it getting 2 chances. I just see it more as I kind of got lucky, I think, considering what I did. I am grateful. I can use that experience and try to help other people. I know how incredibly hard it is.
Mariah Simcoe Dawson was a grade 10 student at Eastwood. She was 15.
She's an amazing artist. She loved painting, drawing. She's native. She was a great dancer. Mariah also suffered with severe depression.
Gina says her daughter had spent time at Grand River Hospital. Had many doctors, many counselors. Things really changed in November when she was put on a new medication. She knew her daughter wasn't well, she wasn't eating, and not getting back to friends.
She started turning her pictures around in the house. It was like she couldn't look at herself. I phoned her psychiatrist, and he could get me in for a med check on Friday. And Wednesday I went to work and Mariah overdosed.
After 7 weeks at Sick Kids Hospital, the family said goodbye on New Year's Day.
Our life is never going to be the same, ever.
And now Gina is hoping Mariah's mission will make a difference for others.
I'm going to keep her going through this little yellow ribbon with a heart on it. What about magnets on a fridge for all the signs of depression and suicide? Because they go hand in hand. Many teenagers go through it.
Gina says teen suicide shouldn't be a secret anymore.
Beautiful, full of life, talented, and had so much going for her. I always thought she was going to be famous, and she fooled me, and she fooled a lot of people.
When someone dies by suicide, the ice is thinner for the rest of us to skate on.
Tom Connolly can get that call at any hour of the day.
We have 50,000 students in our school board. We're going to predict that not all of them are going to make it for a variety of reasons. But the worst phone call that I can get is when a student dies by suicide.
Then things move to the intervention stage.
We have to assess the impact of this death, find out how many people know about it already. We want to work closely with the parents in a sensitive nature. We also have to look at the students that are impacted.
Connolly says the board is doing more now after a mom came forward following the loss of her son.
All of our guidance counselors now have been trained and will be trained, all the new counselors, from the Canadian Mental Health Association called the ASSIST program. This parent also thought her son was alone at the time and maybe didn't have numbers to call. So in every washroom in our school system, we have a poster that talks about who they can call when they're in distress. Students go to the washroom when they're upset.
And he says there is still work to do.
Teen suicide still remains the second leading cause of death in Canada. We have to work extremely hard to make sure that doesn't continue.
Lisa Drew, 570.